While the entire world has been watching China parade its robot dogs and drone swarms across state television, something far quieter has been happening on the other side of the Pacific, in sealed warehouses across Texas, in restricted DARPA facilities in Virginia, and inside hardened test ranges in the Mojave Desert. The United States has been building its own answer. And it is not what most people imagine. There are no flashy parades. There is no CCTV documentary. There is barely even a press release. But the contracts are there. The prototypes are there. And in the last 12 months, the pace has changed completely. Today, we are going to take a hard look at what America is actually building, who is building it, and why the Pentagon suddenly decided that the era of the billion-dollar weapon system might already be over. Let's start with what almost no one is talking about. While Beijing showcases its wolf pack of armed robotic dogs, the United States has been quietly contracting its own version. The company is called Ghost Robotics, and its quadruped, the Vision 60, is already operational at over a dozen US Air Force bases. It walks the perimeter at Tyndall, it scouts the runways at Cape Canaveral, and in a 2024 demonstration that received almost no mainstream coverage, a special operations unit fitted one with a precision rifle system manufactured by a small Utah company called Sword International. The Pentagon never officially confirmed the weaponized variant for combat use, but the photographs leaked anyway, and the procurement documents tell the rest of the story. The Marine Corps Forces Special Operations Command has already accepted delivery of dozens of these platforms. And unlike the Chinese versions that depend on a centralized state ecosystem, every American quadruped is a node in a much larger commercial network of sensors, edge processors, and battlefield management software. We will come back to that point, because it is the real difference. But the robotic dogs are just the surface. The deeper story is happening with humanoids. In late 2024, a relatively small startup called Figure announced a partnership that should have triggered congressional hearings. Their humanoid robot, Figure 02, would be deployed inside BMW's South Carolina plant, performing autonomous chassis assembly. That sounds like a manufacturing story. It is not, because the same company has now signed a classified development agreement with a US defense prime, and the same neural network that learns to install a metal panel on a luxury sedan can be retargeted with minimal modification to clear a building, carry a casualty, or operate a weapon system. The data is the weapon. And every shift on that BMW factory floor generates millions of new training samples for the next generation of military embodied AI. This is a doctrine the Pentagon now has a name for. They call it the dual-use pipeline, and it is the single most important shift in American defense policy in 20 years. Let's take a closer look at the players. Because the new American robot army is not being built by Lockheed Martin or Raytheon. It is being built by a constellation of venture-backed companies, most of which did not exist 5 years ago. There is Anduril Industries, founded by Palmer Luckey, the man who built Oculus. Anduril's Roadrunner, a reusable jet-powered interceptor drone, can launch from a shipping container, intercept hostile aircraft at supersonic speed, and if it does not engage, return and land on the same pad to be reused. The US Department of Defense has already awarded Anduril contracts worth more than $3 billion. And the company is building one of the largest autonomous weapons factories in the world, called Arsenal 1 in Pickaway County, Ohio. When complete, it is expected to produce tens of thousands of autonomous systems per year. Per year. There is Shield AI, whose VBAT autonomous drones are already operating in Ukraine, the Indo-Pacific, and inside US Special Operations Command. Their HiveMind autonomy stack is the first AI pilot certified to fly an F-16 in dogfight conditions without a human in the loop. Read that sentence again. An American AI has already flown an F-16 in mock combat against a human pilot, and according to the Air Force's own statements, it won. There is Skydio, the largest US drone manufacturer, whose X-10 platform is now being procured in bulk for Army reconnaissance units. There is Kratos, whose XQ-58 Valkyrie Loyal Wingman drone is designed to fly alongside manned fighters at a fraction of the cost. And there is Saronic, building autonomous surface vessels in Austin, Texas, that the US Navy is testing as a direct counter to the Chinese L-30 swarm doctrine. Every one of these companies is privately funded. Every one of them is moving at a speed that traditional defense contractors physically cannot match.